Discuss this further with Jaylani Hussein, the Executive Director of the Council of Islamic Americans in Minnesota, which is aimed at advancing Muslim civil rights. Thank you very much indeed for your time. What's your reaction then to what you've seen on the streets of the Twin Cities today? A show of support, no doubt, for many people from your community, but also in defiance to those ICE agents.
Well, it's a proud day to be a Minnesotan. I was with them earlier, standing at the front of that protest and speaking to the thousands that filled our street, over, I think, 50,000 people that came out today in one of the coldest days in our state to really shut down our stores, our businesses, our schools, and many people not choosing to go to work today. It's an incredible day to really be a Minnesotan, to see the sheer number of people coming out. And ICE is losing. We are seeing them target our police officers. We had a press conference not that long ago with police officers talking about how they were being stopped on their way to the job and without even any shred of evidence of anything. We have seen 5-year-old in a community that I grew up in, Columbia Heights, as you saw earlier in your earlier clip, being targeted and them lying about the situation. They used him as bait, as the officials from the school pretty much talked about that specific case. In addition to that, we are seeing now ICE agents target protesters, target anyone who's actually standing up for what is right. We had some leaders from the Christian leaders who stepped up in a church to call out an ICE leader who was a pastor at a church. They have been arrested. Glad to report that they're out today after a judge ruled for them to be released. That case continues on. We are also seeing on the ground, as this escalation happens, really neighbors and everybody coming together, standing up against what is happening. The latest is we have found out that there was an ICE raid at a family home where an elder was pulled out literally in his shorts. And just today, confirming that the individual that they were looking for is actually in prison at the state prison. And in fact, the state leadership shared with them this information. And so ICE is actually, not only are they violating the laws, but they're actually not even doing their job properly. They're not even going after anyone. They're just going around harassing, targeting U.S. citizens, harassing protesters. And so it is a travesty of justice what is taking place in Minnesota. But I'm extremely proud of our state. I'm proud of the countless thousands who came out in a brutal cold weather today to stand up for their neighbors.
I mean, two things to pick up on here. First of all, you say ICE is losing, therefore civil rights may well come out on top in this. But I mean, how confident are you that the Trump administration will back down and withdraw those troops? And secondly, what's your reaction to how Donald Trump just a couple of days ago in Davos referred to the Somalian community as low IQ people? What did he say? How do they go into Minnesota and steal all that money?
President Trump has made it an effort to target the Somali American community, a very resilient and capable community. It has been really just a strange coincidence to see this president continue to attack our community. What he doesn't know about our community is we are resilient. We thank him for attacking us because he's just putting us on the map. More and more people learning about our culture, our faith, our community, and an incredible story of what Somali Americans are doing in this country. So every attack he has on us is just a reflection of who he is and his attacks. And in fact, every time he attacks us, it's another sign that his message is losing. What the reality is, and most Americans know this, Trump is racist particularly toward black people. If you look at today, his travel bans in the United States, he has literally banned Africa. Half of African nations cannot come to the United States today through visa bans and other types of bans. And so on Monday this week, we are going to be calling for, with other leaders, hopefully next week, calling for the world to respond to this, because this anti-blackness that this president continued to perpetuate, people have to wake up to, and so one of those things we're going to be calling for is to boycott the World Cup. And in fact, President or Vice President J.D. Vance mocked anyone who's allowed to come in, that they're going to kick them back out as soon as the World Cup is done. So we will be calling for a boycott of the World Cup, and we are going to ask for the African nations across the world, if your relatives and sisters and brothers are going to be hunted down by ICE agents in Minnesota, this is a country that cannot host a celebratory event like the World Cup in the midst of targeting when you have literally a raid and an assault on an entire city, mainly because of the Somali community and the targeting of our immigrant population. And so we are holding the line. Our state is holding the line. We are proud of our people. And this is a moment we're fighting back, and we're going to ask the rest of the world to join this fight. And one of those things we're going to target is the World Cup.
I am duty-bound to point out, though, that Donald Trump is not here to defend himself, Jaylani, and he would no doubt refute those allegations of racism. Regardless, we do thank you very much indeed for joining us here on TRT World. Appreciate you coming on the programme. Jaylani Hussein there, Executive Director of the Council of Islamic Americans in Minnesota. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.